Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. And today's video is going to be completely out of the norm. It is going to be categorized under my non-gaming related videos, which I have very few of, but every once in a while there's something just important enough to get me to do one. And that is today. Today we're talking about the monumentous and much to be celebrated return of peanut butter and jelly Pop-Tarts. There is a long history behind this, and I'm going to go into the story. If you want to stick around, I hope you do. Let's go. Okay, so here's the story. Back in the 80s, the company, Kellogg's, that makes Pop-Tarts, introduced a flavor, peanut butter and jelly Pop-Tarts, and they were grape jelly with peanut butter inside the Pop-Tarts. And here is photographic proof right here. And they were spectacular. And I know this because I was in the Army at the time over in Germany, and our PX carried, all different types of snack food and all that stuff. And when you're in the military and you go to the field, you generally, most people take food with them because a lot of times you're just eating MREs and stuff like that, and you will take things like beef jerky, crackers and cheese, granola bars, what have you, and it's known as pogey bait. That is the term. There is some history to the term pogey bait. It actually goes back to the Marine Corps, where it originated from. But at least in the Army, we used that term also to represent anything that you took that was non-military issued food that you didn't get given to you by either the mess hall, dining facility, as it's supposed to be called. We always call it mess hall. Or MREs, that type of thing. Anything you brought was called pogey bait. So your beef jerky and all that other stuff would fall in that category. And Pop-Tarts was one of the very popular options for us to take to the field, because generally everyone either drove a vehicle or was what they called an assistant driver. Basically, you sat in the passenger seat, and sometimes you would switch off driving and so forth. And in every vehicle, there were little cubby holes, here and there, that everybody would, be able to throw some food into, so that if you were stuck out somewhere, if you broke down and it was going to be a while before they could bring the wrecker to you to get your vehicle and everything, you were going to sometimes you'd be stuck for hours. You'd have some food with you, and so everybody, take Pop-Tarts or whatever, or beef jerky, you name it, and they'd stick it in little cubby holes in their vehicle and so forth. And so when they introduced peanut butter and jelly, and it was made with Smucker's jelly, and it said so right on the box, as you saw in the picture, it was the best flavor, in our opinion, a lot of us, it was the best flavor there was. And it was extremely popular. No idea why it was discontinued, but it was discontinued in circa 1986, somewhere in there. They quit making them. And here a few months ago, I'm sure everybody is aware that they introduced a new line of Pop-Tarts called Gone Nutty. It even says so on the box here, Gone Nutty. And so I'm going through the grocery store and I see this and I freeze. I'm like, oh shit, peanut butter and jelly? Are they back? And they had regular peanut butter, and then they had peanut butter and chocolate. So I got a box of each of them, and they were good. I enjoyed them or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, if they've gone and created this line called Gone Nutty, they gotta bring back peanut butter and jelly. They just gotta. So I waited a little bit, nothing happened. So then I went on and I started sending emails to Kellogg's saying, hey, if you're gonna have peanut butter, you gotta bring back peanut butter and jelly. You gotta do it. No response, no nothing. So then some time goes by, and all of a sudden I see a commercial on TV for the peanut butter and jelly coming back. And I go back onto Kellogg's, and all of a sudden they say, oh, that was our most requested flavor, was peanut butter and jelly. So we're bringing it back. No shit, really? Why the hell did you quit selling them in the first place, you dorks? Anyway, so it is triumphant. They're, without a doubt, one of my favorite things. Now, having said all of that, these are strawberry. They're not grape, so they are a little different than the ones we used to get in the 80s. They are still extremely delicious. You can eat them right out of the box. You can heat them up, whatever you want to do. I generally eat them right out of the package, whatnot. This is what they look like. And then, of course, when you bust them open, they look like that. So you've got your peanut butter and jelly inside. And they are freaking delicious. They're not exactly the same. I'd say they're about 95% there. I'm hoping at some point they decide to reintroduce one with grape jelly. That would be the ultimate. We'd be back, baby, as they say. We're back, baby. Anyway, just thought I'd make this quick little fun video. I'm not in any way, shape, or form being compensated by Kellogg's, Pop-Tarts, anybody to endorse a product. They couldn't give a shit one way or another what I say about them, I'm sure. But it was just one of those things, a blast from the past, that I had to talk about here. And if you wanted to somehow consider it gamer related, I guess you could call it gaming fuel, because we all eat snacks and stuff when we're gaming and stuff. So, in any case, that'll do it. And until Hot Pockets, I haven't forgotten about you either. You bring back beef and cheddar Hot Pockets. You hear me? Here's some photographic proof of that too, that they existed as well. So there, you see, they did exist at one point. They were the best Hot Pockets of all time, without question. And they have since, they were gone for a long time, and then they brought back, now they have steak and cheddar. Again, just like the Pop-Tarts, they're not exactly the same. They're a little different. They're close. I'll take them. But if you bring back the original beef and cheddars, those were the best Hot Pockets ever made. So you guys are, I'm writing an email as soon as I get done with this to Hot Pockets. I figure if I get my Pop-Tarts back, I can get my beef and cheddars back too. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.